Today I'm going to use some stencils, a bit of masking tape and the easiest method ever for painting grass to make a stunning field of flowers that is very elegant and so simple to make at home. I'm also going to reveal the one key technique I use to make a piece like this look realistic. Watch until the end to find out how you can do it yourself. Well, I have to say that because it's so rare. Welcome from a very hot London. It's so unusual. We had temperature over 30 degrees for the last few days. Anyway, so what am I up to today? Today we've got a square canvas for a change, 30 by 30, nice and sturdy. And when I was looking for some inspiration, I spoke to my mum online and I've noticed that she was wearing an interesting t-shirt, like meadow full of flowers. So you never know where inspiration comes from. So we're going to have a meadow full of flowers, but in a slightly different way. I want a border this time. I'm going to use some tape to tape it around, and then I'll think, what color do I want the border to be? This is a regular masking tape. I made up my mind when I was taping the edges that I do want the edges in gold. So I'm doing the reverse now. I'm taping the inside and I'm going to peel the edges off and spray them with gold. All protected, I can go out and quickly spread. Isn't that pretty? So I did all that, not to have white edges, but to have golden edges. Yes. Oh, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to protect the golden edges. We need a background. It has to be dark, so I could probably use black. Maybe I'll add a bit of green to it, so it's not pitch black. If you're worried that you might disturb the tape and if you want really crisp edges, probably better to use a sponge or something to dab the color on instead of using a brush, because the brush can get under the tape easily. And I'm not going to use any water. I'll focus on the edges. The rest I can use brush on the rest. It's actually nice, almost earthy texture. Can you see that? Yeah, a little bit like moss or dirt. Making sure the edge is nice and crisp. Goodness me, that does look dark. But I can assure you it's green. Let me peel it off now. Hopefully it will look good. Oh. Couple of leaf stencils that I want to try out, and I mixed a little bit lighter green than the background, but still pretty dark, I would say. So these will be the darkest leaves in the shadows, and they will be mostly covered with some lighter ones coming later. It could only be half a leaf, doesn't have to be the whole thing. I might go out, actually. What do I mean out? Out of the canvas. Ta! Making blades of grass on my painting. So I'm making them thicker, I'm making them thinner, I'm making them absolutely messy. I'm sure we've seen many paintings in this style. It's not revolutionary, but it's very enjoyable. I tried this style many years ago, but on paper. I don't think I've ever tried this particular style on the canvas. I've mixed yellow green, phthalo green, viridian, a bit of burnt umber and white. And I got this color, which I hope is lighter than this. I'm going to add a couple of the leaves that are already there. Oh yeah, it's going to be much lighter. I was a bit worried that it's not light enough, but it is lighter. Oh, much lighter. When you dab it like this, there's a high chance that your stencil will not be too dirty underneath. And try not to move it. It's fine if the other ones get covered. That's absolutely fine. There are many other ways of creating depth as far as green leaves and botanicals are concerned. So I like it this way. I like creating batches of darker color, lighter, and then lightening up. Some people prefer painting all the same color and then making a wash with black, for example. This is the absolute key for me. Layering lighter colors on top of darker ones creates depth. In 3D space, the background looks further away and it makes the piece look more natural, more busy and full. Now, of course, some blades of grass. Thicker, thinner, really thin. Stage 3, I think these are very light now. Let's see. Oh, okay, so you know the drill now, so I don't think you want to watch this part. The last stage of my lawn. There's plenty happening here. Sometimes I forget to mention that all the products that I use in the video are listed in the video's description. You can find the links there if you want to create something similar. I think that's plenty. Don't you think so? Which flowers are we painting? Poppies are always an option. There's so many. Oh, these are so pretty, aren't they? I will probably start with daisies. Okay, starting with daisies. I'm not sure how big I want the daisies to be. Some smaller, some bigger. I am using here yellow ochre for the, well, let's just say first layer of daisies. What do I mean by first layer? I want to make some of them darker, the same way I was applying the leaves. How many daisies in the background? That's a good question. These are the ones in the distance. I am going to add a touch of Mars Black. And by touch, I mean touch. Very small amount. I just don't want them pure white. Now, this kind of deciding on the side. Look how nice we press and we drag. So we are repeating the process. As you can see, I'm trying to mess them up a little bit. It's also very easy to press this way, like this, and lifting it up. That gives us a really nice daisy as well. Some shadows here. This is not necessary, but you know me. I'll try to make it more realistic, of course. I was going to add some more daisies, but I think I definitely need some poppies. I love poppies. I absolutely love poppies. I'm trying to find some good spot for the poppies. This will probably not cover the background well, because none of the paint I'm using is opaque. I'm going to do the midsection later. I'm going to paint another poppy, but now only with scarlet, so this is going to be the lighter version. I think I need a lighter red because this is not covering well. Vermilion. Oh gosh. You see the difference between an opaque paint? Unbelievable. It's very good for highlights, this one, so I'll still persevere with the darker version here. Yeah, let's keep them simple. 4 petals and that's it. No doubles. Well, I was going to add forget-me-nots, cornflowers. Now, looking at it, I don't want to see blue here now. So, well, it is what it is. So I am going to be adding bigger daisies now. Bigger, closer. We've got 3 closer poppies in my imagination. And now we are going to get more yellow and pure white daisies. That's definitely missing here. This is dry, I can use it. Alright, some cute midsections. This is deep yellow. It's going to be very vibrant comparing to these, because remember I added burnt umber to those. Okay, so I don't want one here, actually. I don't mind. Because we've got this sort of like intersection of greenery. Yellow actually introduced this sort of missing color, because this looks almost like brown, doesn't it now? These also need a little bit of a shadow at the bottom here. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did before, the only difference being pure white. They will really pop, because at the moment we think these are white. Just you wait. Let's try this. I hope you agree with me that with the decision of not putting any blue. And now the missing bits, the little poppy buds, because they're very hairy. They've got those spiky hairs. I'll probably need a smaller brush to replicate that. Ta-da! Now this one, however, it's almost open. I quite like them. They're so simple and effective, yet effective. Almost forgotten about the buds. They also should have some green on them, shouldn't they? And I hope you'll be able to see those little spikes. Oh, by the way, when I'm painting it, I wanted to say a massive thank you for all your amazing comments and love for my last painting. I'm so happy you enjoyed it, because sometimes, yeah, I'm kind of lost for ideas. Thank you very, very much. Oh, we need an inside for the little poppies. Black, nice black. I'm going to make everything black here first. This one will be more muted. And the little seeds here, plenty. I am adding all those thick, almost 3D little, what are they called, anthers. And stigma is coming later. Some more here. Again, not as visible as on this. I love poppies. I absolutely adore poppies, yes. What do I need now? I need this stigma, and the stigma is going to be kind of, I don't know, what color is stigma? Greenish. I can use some of this green, some of the black. They're rather big. Should be darker on these. Okay, I'll darken it. I want to say later, but there's no later, that's it. I am making those little patterns here. Okay. Do you know what the missing link is? I thought long and hard. First I wanted forget-me-nots. They won't look good here. No way. The missing link is, ta-da, buttercups. Yes. This would probably look better, but I do want to start with Naples yellow, because it's going to cover the background better. Yeah, it's not that vibrant, but I think it's going to be good. Nice and round, yes. Please don't worry that they are so big. I did want them quite big. I've got some deep yellow, lemon yellow, some white, and I'm trying to add this here. Basically, I probably should cover the first layer so it's really opaque. Maybe that's what I would do. Now a very small amount of burnt umber on my brush. I want to create an impression that they're a little bit more folded. Okay, we're getting there. It's a bit too brown. Now I added some yellow, and then I'll probably be happy with this. Okay, now the same color for some of those, obviously. To finish the buttercups, I am going to add some white and some lemon yellow to get some highlights. And I think I am happy with them. Yeah, they definitely look more real now. So what do we need now? We need a touch of green inside, a very small amount, because there's a little, the stamen is, but you can see it's a really small touch. Oh, by the way, if I talk too much for you, first of all, you know you can turn the voice off. I don't record it afterwards. I record while I'm making. So as you can imagine, it's 20 times longer as you're watching. So I've been making and talking. Not that I really talk to myself, but in a way, once I'm creating, I kind of do to talk to you guys. I'm imagining I can see you. That's why I'm talking to you. I'm talking exactly at the moment when I'm making it. I really want you to know what I'm making, why I'm making. I don't have a finished plan when I start, so my artwork kind of happens on the way. Basically, I'm taking you on a journey. I don't have an exact vision of what it's going to look like. I'm arriving there. I'm making mistakes. I'm correcting myself. And that's all you see, guys. The last thing will be adding some green parts to buttercups. They do have very, I would say, thin stems. Well, there we are. Please let me know what you think of this one in the comments. It really helps out the algorithm and helps my videos reach more people. And this helps me create free tutorials for you, of course. And don't forget to check out my Patreon for extended versions of my tutorials. If you would like to own this original piece or any other of my art pieces, head over to my website abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week. Bye bye!